Hello, today we're going to learn how to add pizzazz to pictures in Photoshop. The first thing that you need to do is open the file you wish to punk up. That image is on the left with the purple background. And the way we're going to add creative control is by using some textures. One way to find textures is to create your own and photographing wrinkled paper bags, painted walls, wood beams, stainless steel roasting pans, branches against the sky, or anything that you think would make a good texture. But for today's exercise, we're going to use a texture that I purchased. Now, sometimes when you purchase textures, they've already been tweaked and it saves you the time from doing so. So that's one of the reasons why I'm using this one. So to get started, we first compare the images to see if they have the same resolution, which this one is at 240, and the texture is also at 240. So we're good to go with resolution, and I'm going to select all of the textured file with a Command A, Command C for copy, and then paste it into the designated file with Command V. The texture doesn't cover the whole space, so to remedy that, go under the main menu to Transform and select Scale. By pulling on the edges of the texture, it will stretch it across the entire space of the file to cover it entirely. So because we can't see anything, now is this under the drop-down menu is where you begin to apply the different effects. I'm going to go to Screen, and then I'm going to adjust how much I want the layer to take effect. So it's looking pretty cloudy. I'm not sure if I like that, so I would go to experiment with some of the choices in that drop-down menu to see what I'm looking for. Now that looks too much like a poster. That doesn't look too bad. That actually might be okay, but I think I'm going to go back to the soft light and pump up the opacity here, and now compare the two by going to my file history. So this is what we just did, and this is the original file. So it's a huge change. It picked up all of the magenta, and it brought out the red in the hair and the red in the product, which was part of the assignment. So I'm happy with that. But the only thing that I'm not happy with now is that the texture on her face, I want to see her face normally. So there are two ways of doing this. One way is by using the erase tool in the tool menu in the toolbar here, and just erasing out the parts that you don't want. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'll just pick the size of the eraser tool by adjusting the sliders here and adjusting the opacity here and taking away the layer from the areas that I don't want to see. Now remember, a lot of this is subjective, so if it's looking like it looked better the other way, well, that's your opinion, and you're entitled to it. But for the purpose of the exercise here, I just wanted to show how to selectively apply a texture. Now, that was before, and this is after. Now I'm going to remove the texture from the garment because it looks too blotchy there. But overall, I'm liking the effect, And I'm just going to apply some levels by lightening it up so that it's not so contrasty. Now I'm applying the level adjustment to the texture level, and that's doing a very nice job. Now again, to compare the two, this is where we're at now, and was the original. Now you can repeat this process until you're happy, but that's essentially the gist of how to apply a layer.